today because we're actually at VidCon Australia and we have a little creator passes, and if you don't know, this is Ryan, my boyfriend, and he has a channel called Enjoy Your Games, so check it out.
I don't know how you wouldn't know me already, see him in every other video.
Yeah, exactly.
We went to the main stage and saw like Hank Green come out and he introduced us.
Oh my god, it was so exciting.
It was pretty cool. It's fun.
I'll put insert clips now because I filmed it, but I haven't filmed the intro yet, but now I'm filming my intro, so yeah.
Thanks for being in this big room right now. Hi. I'm so excited to be doing this. I'm so excited to be upside down here on the bottom. And I'm not falling off or anything. Gravity works. This morning I had a brekkie of 2 Tim Tams because it was all that was in my room. Yesterday someone said, "Do you want some brekkie?" And I was like, that's definitely not a thing. You guys just don't like words. You're like, I need less word. There's too much word here. And we just ended an E noise. And I'm like, so do you call it football? Because it's Australian rules of football, so we call it in America. They're like, no, footy. Footy. We can't say football. That takes forever. We're Australian.
We just walked into the convention hall and there's a lot of things to do. There's a big signing wall that we're walking up to right now. So I think we might sign the wall. Looks pretty cool. Yeah, if you want to. I've just done a simple Maddie Lullaby with a heart. Ryan's signing his now. I love it. The first ever VidCon Australia. You were here. We were here.
We were totally here.
Woo!
Is that us?
Our names.
I think that's us. That's us
Yep.
here.
We made it. That's the front of the wall. Guys, we're being naughty. And did this and he signed his name on the wall. And then I'm like, okay, well I'm gonna sign my Instagram and YouTube then. Man, we gotta get that publicity, you know? Very nice.
Maybe someone will look at it, who knows.
So we're at our second panel now, and it's the creating and maintaining your community, and it's one of the creator track panels. And we've got some people talking. Got these cool guys. The one that I know the most is Draw with Jazza because he's awesome. Yeah, so I'll film a little bit of it. You guys can have a little look. And we're also having like a little snack and we just got a coffee.
Need that coffee.
Need that coffee.
Need it bad.
Occasionally do tutorials still, but really I get to have fun with art, which is a dream come true for me, because that's what I wanted to do since I was 11 years old. So my content has sort of become a weird mix of like challenges where I hang myself upside down by the ankles and try and paint a picture, and community stuff.
I've been on YouTube, I think 10 years now, or 9 years probably, and I finally went live on YouTube about a few months ago.
So we just got out of the panel and it was pretty cool.
I always look at the camera and I'm like, oh my god, I look horrible.
Yeah, well don't do that.
Especially because I shaved today, now I look like that baby face.
That baby face.
That baby face.
So cute. Such a cute baby face.
So smooth.
So smooth. So now I think Ryan and I are going to be splitting up. But we learned a lot of good stuff from that panel. It was like how to engage with our audience, which is you guys. So thank you for watching.
Thank you for coming. My name is Shrin. I'm the moderator for today's panel.
I'm Brianne Worth. I'm a YouTuber. I upload to Instagram as well, and I've got a clothing line.
My name is Sarah Stone. I run Sarah Stone Music on YouTube. I've also done a few other things. Oh yeah. I'm Grace Helbig. I do comedy videos on YouTube, and I'm really excited to be here, and especially on this panel with all these badass ladies. This is so fun. Is it your first time? What's that? Your first time in Australia? Not my first time in Australia, but my first time at VidCon in Australia, as is everyone else here.
You know, the people who follow me and are genuinely interested in the stuff that I'm making, if they're leaving like constructive criticism, then that's still an opinion that I value, because it's not just blind hatred, but just like the threats and the just literal blind hatred. Like, you just have to kind of look at it and ask yourself whether it's worth even valuing this and spending any of your life bogged down with it.
I mean, I've learned everything about my voice and my opinions and my face and everything that is not likable by people over the last 10 years. So, yeah, I use a lot of it. I learned that I look like Michael Jackson, which is something as of recent, which is fun. Yeah,
I love Michael Jackson, so I love your originals.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, yeah, I don't know if it's a hateful comment or not. So, and there's a lot of them now, so I don't know. But it's always great to learn things about yourself that you never learned before. And sometimes trolls can actually, I mean, sometimes it can be helpful if it's constructive, like you're saying, Brianna, and sometimes there's things that you don't know because we work in such isolation a lot of times that trolls will point out because they are mean and want to cut to the core that can sometimes be slightly helpful. It can be, I learned bangs aren't good for me via trolls, so thank you guys.
How do you so I'm on Snapchat quite a lot, and it's still a very cool platform, but also I get occasional eggplants. So for me, eggplants is another word for pics. So how do you handle unwarranted?
I've never gotten a pic. I've never gotten a pic. Don't start now.
What's your secret?
I think I just don't put out a vibe of send me pics.
I do get people messaging me very strange stuff that, I get the opening phrase, and I get it all the time, is hey sweetie, and it feels very patronizing.
So patronizing.
And I'm not even joking. If I was to pull out my phone and open my inbox on my music page, I can guarantee you, in the top 5, one of the first ones would be, hey sweetie, how you going today? And it seems very, I don't know, it doesn't seem very harmful, but when you're getting it consistently, you know that there is a deeper rooted thing. These are the ones you have to be very careful of. They'll start very nice, and then if you don't reply within 10 minutes or something, they'll be oh, are you too good for me, or things like that. And when it starts going down that really scary path, that's when they start, trolling and things like that.
This room is packed right now.
Funny people on stage to talk to you guys about all things beauty. So without further ado,
let's not get comfortable. My bra isn't on right. I'm just my undies are too tight. Anyway, I'm Tanya. I'm Tanya Hennessy. I'm a radio announcer by trade, but I am also a YouTuber, Facebooker, I guess. Most of my audience is on Facebook mainly.
My name is Grace Helbig, and I have a channel called It's Grace, and I try to make people laugh out loud. Yeah.
Hi guys, my name's Neil Kolhatkar. I also try to make people laugh out loud, and I do a bit of stand-up comedy, I do sketch, I do satire, I do as much comedy as I can, and I post it all to YouTube.
Hello, I'm Ian Heacock. I'm a little channel called Smosh. We're basically YouTube's old people. It's good to be here. Hello, Australia. If you're planning on making, YouTube a career, you do have to take some time to yourself.
Also, being transparent about that for me has been really helpful. There have been days in the past where I make videos about not wanting to make a video, and you just sort of, the improv side of me just yes-ands the idea that I'm tired and sees where that takes me, rather than saying no to that, but that's still remaining a stress that never goes away. Kind of pushing through the wall by acknowledging the wall.
Hey guys, so now we're at
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to VidCon. Will you please welcome to the stage the Roundabout crew. And welcome to everyone to the first ever VidCon Australia Creator Keynote. My name's Elliot. I'm Tom.
And I'm Kenny.
And we're the Roundabout crew. We're an Australian sketch comedy group. Whether you're just starting or an experienced content creator, we hope you can find information, insights, and inspiration in the stories presented to you.
And it's just really wonderful to see this room full of smart, passionate people who are into this stuff. I feel like when we first decided we were going to do an event in Australia, it was a big thing to chew off for us, and that it was pretty scary. And in the end, we decided to do it. And it was a risk, and you have made that risk super worthwhile. Thank you for having faith in us. It's really wonderful. Basically, this talk is about, why are we doing this? Because I don't know that we check into it enough. And I think that that's a really important thing to be thinking about. So as creators, like the number one thing for us, I think, is thinking like, why do people like stuff? How do I create something that people are gonna laugh at, or that are gonna inspire them, or feel like it's helping them through something, or it's relatable, or whatever it is. How do we make people do stuff with our content? Whether that's just laugh, or whether it's subscribe, or whether it's become part of our communities. I do think that thinking about like why you are doing this, like part of success is asking that question. So I think that like no shame, ask it and answer it as honestly as you can. Is it to make an impression? Is it to make money? Is it influence? Is it attention? Is it changing the world? Is it joy? Like all of these things, don't turn away from them, don't be afraid of them. And if you don't like what you find, to be okay with changing up what you're doing and how you're doing it. And if that feels like I don't want to do that, it feels like I've been working for so long to do this thing and I've dedicated so much of my life to it, and if that was all wrong, then I wasted all that time. No, you didn't. 2 reasons. 1, anytime you're creating, you are succeeding in a way. You are making stuff, and that is wonderful in itself. You're growing as a person, you're making stuff for people. And second, like, if you're doing something that ultimately isn't servicing the good parts of you, or it isn't servicing actually what you want to get done, you want to stop now. Like, it's bad to do that for a year, it's worse to do that for 2 years. Like, just because you've been acting unhealthy is not a good reason to keep acting unhealthy. Though I do love Tim Tams. But I will say motivations are really hard to figure out. This isn't something that's easy to do. Looking at yourself and figuring out what drives you, it's taken me a long time to do that. But I will say, I try to do it regularly. Like, it's a good thing to do, like, on the 1st of the month. Be like, why am I doing all the things I'm doing? Let's just check for half an hour. Just think about that. Maybe have conversations with people that you love. And I would like to ask you all to do a thing, which is to maybe sometime when you get a free moment at this event, I know there aren't a lot of those, to write it down. It's not going to fit in a tweet, but like maybe write it in your notes, or maybe post a little thing on Medium, and then if you can, just share that. And if you don't want to it to influence like your social stream, it doesn't fit with whatever your regular social stream is, create a little throwaway Twitter account to post. But I think that it's a really good idea to let people know what you're thinking about, what's motivating you. Like, think about it, write it down, take a screenshot of your notes, post it on Twitter, use a hashtag like VidCon Australia, VidCon US, and then another hashtag like why I make stuff. Hashtag why I make stuff. And post that, and look at what other people are posting. Look what other people are saying. Look at and think about what you're saying, and maybe find some other people who might have similar motivations to you and talk to them, connect with them, because I'm going to say this, even though I probably shouldn't, because I think all year about how to provide value at this conference, but I know for a fact that the most valuable thing in this room is you. And connecting with other creators is the actual, part of the main value that is created by these events like this. So VidCon's value is you. So don't let that go by.
But here, people get it, they understand it, because, we're not making our friends based on proximity or who's in our class alphabetically. Here, we can hand select our friends from an entire universe of people based on whatever it is that we're interested in. It's the globalization of friendship, and it's truly incredible. It's like we're the misfits who found each other because we don't really belong anywhere else, or at least that's my experience. Growing up, I didn't really have that many friends, and I would talk to strangers and tell them my deepest secrets to a faceless username and just throw it into the dark cobwebs of the internet.
Okay, so we just saw the creator keynote. That was incredibly inspiring, and Ryan's just like, oh my god, I don't even know what to do with YouTube now. And same with me, everyone's really just follow your heart, do what you are most passionate in. Yeah. So it's kind of hard to work that out though, what you're most passionate in.
Yeah, but I think they did make the good point. It's you kind of just have to try things and just see how you like them. What they do for you and how the community likes it.
Yeah.
And if it works and you like it, keep doing it. If it doesn't, then change it up. There's no fault in changing what you're doing.
This is a horrible angle. I'm so excited that we saw the Gabby show though, because I actually really like the Gabby show. And then we had to ditch on Wengi just because the thing went too long and we want to see the next show.
That was Hank's fault. Hank was just like, I'm gonna go overtime because I'm the CEO and I can do what I want.
Hank just like dropped the mic. He's like, boom, this is how it really is. Reflect on your sales. So that was really cool. What do you think of Hank's speech? Actually, that was my favorite panel.
Hank was really good.
Everyone had really good things to say.
Yeah.
I need the bin. Yeah.
You just can't live without it.
Yeah, I need it.
You need that bin.
I need the bin. This is going to be full, I reckon.
Okay, I think it's here. Because
Yeah,
this is the
it's here and this is going to be full.
VidCon feature creator show.
Oh, everyone's filming. I fit in so well right now. This is great.
Oh, right. Whoa.
Whoa. Whoa.
Okay.
So this is like the last show of the night and it's completely packed.
This is the one that they said most people would be attending because I think every person is here.
Yeah,
everyone from the show.
Hi guys, I'm Jazz from the YouTube channel Draw with Jazz and I'm a big fan of cringe, so I really hope you enjoy that. My YouTube channel is one where I get to have fun with art, which is my greatest passion.
Opposite's better, but that's okay. We'll do it your way, man. That's fine. You're doing very well. You're a learner. That's what you're here for. Okay, now dip it into your coffee and use the Tim Tam like a straw and suck the coffee. No! Here we go. And what's going to happen is the Tim Tam will implode and you're going to have to slam it into your mouth before it all falls into your whack it in my mouth. Whack it in your mouth. Whack it in my mouth. So use it like a straw. Did you do it? No, I'm not going to suck your Tim Tam.
Amazing voices you've just heard. I'm kind of tiny and small, but that's okay. I told you I was looking for some empathy. Will you followed me? Just a touch and I thought I was gone.
Everyone, rise up, 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 rise up.
Hello? Good day, mates. Good day, mates.
This is how we roll in Australia with that lazy, with our syntax that we just abbreviate everything.
Very true. I'm from Texas. I say y'all.
Y'all.
How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
Like, g'day, y'all.
Oh, I like that. Okay, a mixture.
That's a cultural mashup. So, Liza, we've got a few. We're just
would you do to a boyfriend that cheats on you? Oh, I'm sorry. Is that nasty?
What about this? What about budgie smugglers? That's a hard one.
But okay, budgie smuggler. Budgie smuggler. But
where would you smuggle? Where would you smuggle? Oh.
She wants some hints. Give her some hints. Guys, give her some hints.
Who's got a hint?
Sorry. Speedos.
That doesn't help.
Swimming trunks.
Oh yeah. So when you think, let's go. I just want to give you a visual. Okay. So men wear little tights, wearing
I need to get David some budgie
A
smugglers.
little budgie in there.
Oh, a little budgie.
What?
A budgie. Okay, now I know the proper term for what I have down there. Okay, good to know. Good to know. What about avocado?
Yeah. She's a liar! She's Australian!
'Watching everyone dance at the end.
That was awesome. It was such a feel-good thing. Like, it just made you feel really good watching everyone like jump out on stage.
It was so great.
We had a lot of fun.
Yes. Well, that's day one over.
Yeah, and then we haven't even had any food yet, so we're really
like
hungry.
10 o'clock? No, it's 9:30.
It's 9:30, but it's going to be 10 o'clock by the time we get food.
Yeah.
And I guess we're going to come back tomorrow and do this whole thing again.
Yay! Oh my god, everyone went nuts for Liza.
Yeah, everyone like, she left the stage and then everyone started leaving and then they're like, and by the way, Liza's coming back for a dance party! And then everyone just like swarmed back in.
Like, I want to be first out, but I still want to see Liza.
Singing, she left the stage and I'm like, there's no way that like that would just be her bit. Like she just comes on for a little bit and then leaves. Like no, she'd be coming back for something.
Yeah, and she did. That was really cool. Okay, see you guys day 2.
Bye.
Bye.
$34 in like a couple weeks, so I got to have, you know, till 27 not doing this, not caring about sharing stuff publicly. But I just really hope that there isn't regret down the line, not of oversharing, but of like under-experiencing.
I have a lot of opinions about like daily vlogging and what it does to your actual life and relationships, and that's why like you will never meet a boyfriend of mine online, like if I ever got one. You wouldn't know, because that to me is so scary when people live their relationships online, because like, first of all, I can't even imagine the breakup. I already fall apart in breakups. Like I can't even imagine like the comments of like, where's your boyfriend, where's your boyfriend? I actually, like in my vlogs, I don't ever usually show what's happening when I'm at a party or with my friends. I'll usually let it happen and then I'm like, oh my god guys, guess what just happened? My vlog channel sucks. So like I get why people do it, but I just can't imagine pulling out like, even my friends, like you guys know Vlog Squad, like I love them all to pieces, but like every time we go out and if something happens, every single one of my friends has a camera on the same spot. I'm like, whoa, chill fam, this is a lot.
My second book, I write about a major breakup, but I looked at these words for 9 months and like wanting to be respectful and not regretting anything and going through it. And we're talking about a decade-long relationship I never mentioned online once. So I think, yeah, impact of when to share it as opposed to the day-to-day. If you put your personal relationship online, you're essentially opening yourselves up to 1 million plus however many unlicensed therapists who want to give you their opinion.
Want to do a little intro?
Yeah.
Oh, I already started it.
Did you already like press the record?
I must have just like pulled it out and just automatically done
Well, hey there! We're doing an intro.
Hello.
All of a sudden, you got little like makeup marks for your
glasses.
Yeah.
all the impressions.
Hey everyone, this is Maddie Lullaby from the channel Maddie Lullaby. I'm her amazing boyfriend, Ryan from Enjoy Your Game. Soon to maybe be a different channel name, we'll let you know. We're here at VidCon 2017 Sunday.
I don't even have to say anything right now.
Nah, I'm doing pretty well because I figured you were zoned out, so I was like, I'll take over for you.
I'm zoned out, but just before you were zoned out.
I was, like, I jumped in. This is what it means to be a YouTuber. You got to be able to put on a front and just be someone you're not supposed to. Like, you can't actually be
really tired
in real life, and
really tired.
like when you're really exhausted and don't really want to do anything, and you go up and says, I want to do a video in front of a window.
Look at this nice view. Isn't it great?
So we're gonna go meet up with some friends of ours.
Oh wait, this is better lighting.
At this next event called something EDU.
How do you EDU?
How do you EDU?
So that's like how to education channel, which is really cool because Hank Green's speaking and he's one of the best speakers here.
He is. He's very confident, very calm, like we said last night, I think. So
welcome to VidCon Day 2, everyone.
Sunday, let's do it.
Yes. We're dead tired. So,
yeah, we are.
But hopefully we'll talk a little bit more about what we learned on the panels. We just did the oversharing one. It was really cool to hear how people draw the line.
I'd just like to say Maddie wets the bed every night.
Excuse me? I didn't even like listen to what you were saying.
2017, VidCon, Sunday. Oversharing, how much is too much?
That was too much. If that was true, then that was way too much. So you failed already, didn't learn anything.
Did I now?
Don't know why I bring him in. But yeah. So I think, we're going to How Do You EDU next, and it's really cool to see like Gabby and everyone talk about their channels. Every time I go to a panel and everyone's talking about what they do or an opinion or some information, I end up liking everyone on the panel and wanting to go and subscribe to all their channels because obviously like I can't watch everyone on YouTube, but now I want to like go and subscribe to all these new people. So yeah, do you feel that way too? Or?
Yeah, well, it's kind of interesting. I've been writing down everyone's names and like what they've been saying on a little notepad. So if I want to go and check them out later, I can.
Yeah.
Some people have been very inspirational, and because I've actually seen them, I guess like what they said in there, like when you're personal with people, and it's like when you see someone, you sort of do get more of a connection with them, rather than just like hearing someone be like, oh, you should go check out you're like, oh, or whatever. But when you actually see them and you see them talking, you kind of get that personal interaction, and it does make you want to go and actually check them out.
If you be more real, then people can connect to you better because they understand sort of who you are, which is good.
Yeah, because there's been a couple people who actually wanted to check out. So.
Yeah. So now we're going to take some photos in front of this window because I got to keep my Instagram game up. Like 1,000 followers now on Instagram. So check me out on Instagram. So we're at the EDU panel now and we're meeting up with 2 of our friends, which is cool because I think they're fans of Hank Green. We're fans of Hank Green too. So
I wish I was a friend of Hank Green. I wish I could just message him and say, yo Hank, how you doing, man? Like I'm at your panel. Let's catch up.
But yeah, I'll film a little bit to show you guys how the panel goes.
Introduce our amazing panelists today. So we have the beautiful Katie.
Yeah, hi, my name is Katie Morton. I'm a licensed therapist and I have a mental health channel on YouTube. It's called Education.
So being education focused, who here feels the pressure to use certain kinds of resources to reference their work? Do you ever happen to, are you ever mindful of the sort of language that you use? So for example, I posted a video a couple of weeks ago about mental health and I tried to stick to using words such as the I language or me. So this is what happened to me, this is what has helped me, and I hope that it can assist you as well. So are you ever careful of the way that you deliver your educational content? And if so, what sort of resources do you use?
I'm always careful because just the nature, I guess, of what I do. And I don't share about my own experience because that's not really the nature of my channel. It's more just giving you the tools and the verbiage, hopefully, so that you can go out and you can use that and you get the help that you need. And then you have language to put to it. So I do make sure that everything's very inclusive, knowing that you're not alone. And like, if this isn't exactly how it feels to you, if there's one thing, you know, go talk to somebody. Because, you know, and so I do that, like all-inclusive language.
I could start. I want to start by being really honest. I know I'm a moderator, so I'm not supposed to talk too much, but that's not me. I definitely like attention. it feels good. It feels like a kind of value, like being valued when people want to watch my content. You know, like a like on a video, a view on a video, the subscriber number. I definitely for a long time, and still do, but to less so as I've gotten older, to be frank, tie a lot of my self-worth to that, and that was, you know, that fueled a lot of my passion and my desire for growth. My want to create it is a little more sustainable when I'm thinking about like what's the effect I'm going to have on somebody. But I'm not saying that those other reasons go away. Like I still, like those are still there. But I just think that I'm trying to check in with the want that thing more. Where I think like if I can have a good impact on people's lives, that's like that'll never go away. That's a thing I did, and it's forever.
Yeah, I feel like finding the right why, like I think that's a good way of putting it, but finding the right why is I think the key to all of the other issues being so solvable. Facing burnout and that creative struggle and creative block, I think if you have your why just rock solid, then yeah, you hit those blocks, but then you're able to always come back and push forward. You know, mine personally has always been art and creativity, and I mean, I don't want to assume too much, but I think there's something shared in common with a lot of people I've spoken to, and that is sort of spending a lot of adolescence isolated without friends and a bit nerdy, right? So yeah, nerdy isolated teens. Yeah, I mean that was a lot of my teenagerhood, but it's great because I learned things. I learned that I could create worlds and stories that took me wherever I wanted to go, and that got me so much joy, brought me so much joy, and taught me so much about how I wanted to make things to share, because not only did I not have to be the category I was put in my adolescence, I could create my own. I'll be the art guy. That taught me personally my why. Part of that why was that acceptance, that positivity that you gain by sharing something good and then sharing something better each time.
I think are the best. Then you put out something that isn't quite as good, and then it will get like a lot of views here. It's like, you know, this what's going on?
Yeah, I think but they're also the videos that sort of feed your soul a bit, you know. Mm-hmm. And I think it's good to let yourself have them, and even if they don't do well, just sort of feel like I felt like I did well, you know. And then when you do ones that you actually don't put maybe as much effort into as you do the ones you're super proud of, and they do a weird amount more well than some of the ones you love, you're just like, oh, it is what it is, you know. Like, also to not take that and be like, well, this is my channel now, like, and turn your content to what you think people want.
My new channel, Hank and John do giraffe sex. Every video, it's just every video we talk about. Oh man, just put some giraffes having sex in your thumbnail. I'll tell you what, 10 million views later, you're like, well, I guess I didn't feel like I delivered a lot of value for the world, but I delivered some value to my bank account.
Guys, we just met Jazza. I mean, I've met him before, but...
Oh, this was the one minute.
Show them the photo, show them the photo. Oh no, I'll insert it to this video.
Alright. Yeah, because it looked bad on my phone.
We just watched that panel with him, and then I'm like, oh Ryan, you haven't met him before, do you want to meet him? And then he's like, oh, I remember you came to my first drawing meetup. I'm like, oh,
I went to walk up to him, just like shake his hand, he's like, no man, hugs all around, just like brings him like, oh man, it's Jazz.
He's so nice, what a nice dude. But yeah, where are we going, Ryan? Is yours up here?
Yeah.
I think Ryan's going to the how to live stream with Matt Pat and someone else, and I think I might go to the Gabby and Liza main stage. Oh my god, such a cute photo! And we saw Jazz's wife there too. Insert. But we didn't see baby Jazza.
I'll just put it right there. How about that? Yeah.
Did you save the photo without the text too?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome, awesome. Oh, it's so cute. Yay!
I'll send it to Budge.
Yeah, old Budge is gonna be so jealous.
The creator of David Dobrik and Liza Koshy. Let's talk about that! No.
Alright, David and I, true, let's talk. Hashtag let's talk, true. Hashtag true. Hashtag true. Let's talk about it. Okay. David and I, since he's not here, just take a baby. So yeah, we met 3 years ago at VidCon, and I was at a party, and he was at that same party, and I followed him the day before because I knew I was going to meet him the next day. I just was like sucking up to sucking up to creators and being like, oh, look, I'm going to meet a bunch of them tomorrow. Let me like go follow a bunch. And I saw him on Gabby's Vines before, so I was like, okay, let me go follow this kid. He's yeah, he looks like a fetus, but he's able to grow a beard. So it's really weird. And I walked up to him and I was very confused, like his age, and I didn't want to assume his gender or anything. So I walked up to him and I was like, yo, dude, I just followed you. Hey, nice to meet you. I'm Liza. And he was like, hey, dude, I don't want to assume your gender either. And I asked him, I was like, how old are you? He was like, I'm 18. And I was like, no way, me too. Wanna go get a beer? And we went and got a beer. Oh, sorry, what? No. What's the drinking? It's legal here? Okay, yes. No, but we went and hung out, and Gabby came up to me. I didn't think anything of this kid. I was just like, he's a cute guy, grows a beard, I don't know. And thought it was cute, but like didn't think too much of it. It was my first trip to LA, or one of my first trips to LA. And Gabby comes up to me and she was like, I like what's going on.
Can I tell you the moment why I said it? What? Because like David's a lot younger than me. Well, he was 18 and I was 24 or something. But David and I were like, we hung out a lot. We were like close, and I've seen him like interact with a lot of girls. And David's not somebody who's like, he doesn't like girlfriends. Like he's never been that guy, and he never like whatever. So I remember we were walking down the street from that one party, and we were walking to the Roxbury, or was it the Roxbury? Or the Roosevelt. It was the Roosevelt. It was a hotel. And he did something where he like turned around and like said something so stupid to Liza, and like was acting really like schoolboy obnoxious. Like usual. Yeah, like the way like, you know when you're like in school and you're like, I'm gonna be loud because I want this girl to look at me. And he was doing that to you, and I was like, hey Liza, what do you think about David? And then you said like, he's cute. That's what I was like. I asked David, I was like, what do you think about Liza? And he's like, I think she's like cute, she's cute. So then he said that? Started pulling little strings. Yeah. And then we went to VidCon, and I was with David like the entire time pretty much. But then like you were like, he pulled into our circle. Yeah. And it just happened. And then I remember Liza went home because VidCon was like over, so she went back, and she was like texting me, like asking me like, so like, do you think he likes me? Should I text him? I'm confused because like he hasn't texted me like 2 days. That's crazy. That was 3 years ago. That was 3 years ago, dude. Remember when I made David jealous to push it along a little? What do you mean? He like asked me about you, and I was like, Gabby, she likes that. She did like to. Did it work? What did you do? Say what you did. Sorry. Long story short, it was just like one of the things where like he was kind of dragging his feet a little, and I may have planted the seed that Liza like might be interested in somebody else, which she wasn't. But like I planted the seed that it was like a possibility, and he got like really hurt. And like that was like the moment that he realized like, oh my god, like I don't want her to be with anyone else. And then they started dating like right away after that. Gabby's my wing woman. Meanwhile, made him on at her court wedding. When are you gonna return the favor though?
No American signal.
What? I don't know if he's coming through the fucking block right now. What's happening? You have to say something real political right now about VidCon.
I don't really have anything important to say other than I hope you guys had a good time watching it.
And also download Out Loud on iTunes. Say hi, Nate. Look.
that was VidCon Australia. I hope you guys liked coming along for some of the ride and getting a little taste of the first VidCon in Australia. I actually went to the first VidCon in America, and I would say that this is a lot more polished. The first one was very like if you know about VidCon, then you know that they have 3 different types of tickets, like community, creator and industry. The first VidCon ever was very community, like it was like random meet and greets everywhere. There was like hardly any security, there wasn't much like structure, but now it's very polished. There's very like there's panels and there's different levels of tickets and everything's separated, and it just ran really smoothly. So like I'm really impressed. Congratulations to all the team that worked on it, Hank Green and all the staff and everyone who put it together. Thank you so much.
Hey guys, it's Maddie Lullaby here. We just finished up VidCon. Actually, now she's over here.
How dare you insult me?
Just heading home now. We just ordered some food. What are you mouthing? No, you're not mouthing food. Don't mouth the food. You haven't eaten anything yet. I couldn't understand what the person on the.
That was so funny.
Couldn't understand what the person on the phone was saying. Maddie could hear them like perfectly fine holding it like this, and they had like an accent, and I'm shocking with accents. But anyway, yeah, VidCon.
I don't want to hear about you not knowing accents.
It's true. VidCon was amazing. We loved it. We both loved it. Yeah, Gabby and Liza are always really funny, aren't they?
Yeah, they're pretty funny.
Yeah.
But like I was more there to learn stuff, and I did learn a lot of stuff. But like that was a good one to end on for like chill. But like it seems like Ryan's was the better panel to go to because it actually taught you about live streaming. So.
Yeah, mine was
I went into that one a little bit, but also Gabby and Liza are awesome.
Mine was done by Matt Pat, and I think his wife, I think her name was Stephanie Patrick. But it was super informative. I got like 3 or 4 pages of notes of stuff to do about live streaming.
So basically we can compare notes. So my note was that David was on FaceTime, which was cool. And that was about it. Woo!
And my notes was next time you should go to the actual one that you get notes from.
Yeah. I think next year, like honestly guys, if you're an up and coming YouTuber wanting to learn stuff and like VidCon comes to your city, do either creator track or industry track, because the community tracks were really packed, and it was mainly like for fans and like just the general vibe of, oh my god, this person's here, this is so great, want to ask them some questions. But like the creator and industry track, I believe, are very informative and you actually learn stuff.
100%.
I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and give it a like if you liked it. Subscribe if you want more of Maddie Lullaby being cool. Anyway, we have a lot to think about. Like VidCon's inspired the creative juices, and we have like a lot of ideas for a lot of content that we want to make now. So like it's not always going to be photography videos and stuff, but like you guys know that I make a lot of weird random other videos too. So yeah, I don't really have a theme. My theme is I'm creative. What about you, Ryan? What did you learn? How do you want to end it?
Well, for me personally, like I feel like I learned a lot of really good tips about YouTube and about actually making content that people are going to want to watch and what you're going to give for your audience. And I'm sort of steering towards maybe wanting to make a different channel and then like sort of restart with all my new knowledge on that channel. Because like my Enjoy Your Game one is like it's specific stuff. It has a lot of content from when I was not that amazing. So I sort of want to apply all the stuff that I've learned from that into a new channel with all my new content and new skills and abilities and things like that.
But like you studied film and you have a film degree, and actually Ryan's videos are really incredible. So you guys should go check them out.
Enjoy Your Game. Hashtag Enjoy Your Kirby on Instagram. Yeah. Go to Twitter and Enjoy Your Game on that.
Yours are really well put together, but like it's like one of the creators said, like sometimes it's like you're running on a treadmill and you're not going anywhere. Like it's like your videos never gained any traction for some reason. Yeah, but it's not lack of talent that Ryan's didn't get traction. Anyway, how do you want to end it, Ryan? Quick!
Like and subscribe to Maddie's video. Press the button down here. Make sure you check out future content. It's going to be amazing. Maddie's going to be an amazing YouTuber from now on. She's going to blow up in the YouTube scene.
Yeah, I'm blowing up. I'm totally blowing up. Board Panda, feature me again.
Amazing. Okay.
I love everybody from Maddie's videos.
Yes, love you
love
all.
being on Maddie's channel.
Yeah, so great, so great. Love you all.
Okay, bye.
Bye.